right, good morning, everybody. You can see we got another great crowd today, and we have got all kinds of videos to share. So let's see here. Let's start with our waterfall video. Talk about that one, Dale.
It's pictures and slides of the waterfalls along the north shore of Minnesota on the west side of Lake Superior. It's not all the waterfalls, but several of the more prominent ones that I've taken pictures of over the years. So I thought I'd put them all together and share some images of what that North Shore Drive looks like.
Okay.
If you're looking for waterfalls.
All right, well, let's check it out and see what everybody thinks.
So what makes the North Shore of Minnesota a tourist destination? Lake Superior. The sheer scale and grandeur of Lake Superior, the largest of the Great Lakes, is a major draw. Waterfalls. The North Shore is home to numerous waterfalls, including the famous Gooseberry Falls. Superior National Forest and Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness. Wildlife. The region is home to a variety of wildlife, including moose, bears, wolves, and various bird species. Scenic Drive. The North Shore Scenic Drive along Highway 61 provides easy access to many of the area's highlights. My most favorite of these items are the waterfalls. Following are photos of various waterfalls starting at Duluth and progressing northward to the Canadian border.
Okay. All right, what do we think of that?
Well done.
A lot to like about that one.
What did you think of the transitions? The page turns and stuff?
Well, I had a couple of issues with the transitions. I don't know if I remember them all, but there are a couple of places where the blurred, I mean, you use a blurred background and, you know, it's a style choice. There were a couple of places where the blurred image was all you saw for like a split second. There were some other places where you started zooming in, but it kind of jumped down and then jumped back up.
Right.
And I think there may have been one or two places where it was just a jump cut as opposed to
Yep,
kind of a transition.
sure.
So,
Yeah, Todd.
I was gonna say, just from a technical standpoint, I mean, I like the length of the video and everything. I did see a couple like glitches, just where the image just popped left or right, before continuing on its direction. The other thing, though, from a storytelling standpoint, I think I'd like to see some of the road too, as opposed to just constant waterfall after waterfall after waterfall. Give us a sense of the travel that you're going a distance, and you know, there's other things in between, even if it's just going down the highway.
Sure. I like that idea. Just, and maybe that's like a little GoPro thing or something that you do. Yeah, Mom.
Two things I really liked about it is one is the music. I like the music. It was very it just reminded me of sitting at a waterfall and looking. It was a little loud. It could have been, it didn't need to be as loud as it was. I love the photo with the shadow because it gave the perspective. Yeah. And you're where somebody is like, oh, that is hot.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Doing the music, or he went high and low. To me, it ended up being distracting. You kind of know what a waterfall sounds like. So if you blended it where the music was and the waterfall was kind of in the background, so you wouldn't get the fluctuations up and down.
Sure. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, it is a little jarring in terms of you have a nice track of waterfall sound underneath the whole thing. And then when you would go to your live video, you'd really jack that volume up on the waterfall sound where maybe you just say, okay, I bring it up a little bit, but not as high as I did. And still, so I can still hear the music underneath too would be nice. Yeah. Holly, did you, or just Holly, you got something?
Yeah, I did like that there was waterfall music throughout, or not music, but behind the music for the whole thing. That was nice. Could have been all one volume with the background.
Right.
But I like the maps and the mile markers.
Yeah.
That was very nice to have, and the intro where this was and so on was good. There was one shot that looked like the land was in the lake very early on. But most of them were good. I'd show you where you were going. So I liked that a lot.
Okay.
And I liked that he mixed freeze frame with short shutter and long shutter throughout. He had a mix. I liked that. And in the winter shots, he really had good freeze frame.
Yeah. Thank God, right? Tom, did you have something?
Yeah, just the good news is you can fix all these things we're talking about in post-production.
Yeah.
The bad news is you don't have an excuse to go back up.
yeah,
well, he
If it's the waterfall.
needs more
he
waterfall.
needs to get the road in between.
Yeah.
Oh, and there you go.
That would be good. Daryl, did you have something real quick?
I was just gonna say, overall, I thought it was very well done. It was a great story. Nitpicky, the places and mileposts were great. There were a couple of places where you couldn't read it, and it was a distraction because you want to see it, but yet you want to look at the imagery.
Sure.
So I would rather have him, because he did a great job with his opening narration, just say, this is where it's at.
Oh, okay. So give you a little audio.
Just carry that audio throughout and drop
Okay.
the written. I don't know.
One other comment I have.
Sure.
As I recall, the intro title, the color I thought was a little jarring.
That right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just doesn't seem to go with the calm and soothing of a waterfall.
Natural.
Yeah. Somebody, or, yeah, go ahead.
I was impressed with the creative idea that he went back into his history of waterfalls
Sure.
and thought, wow, this would make a good shot. And it put it all together. And now we all want to go up and see the
Well,
waterfalls.
sure. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, a field trip.
Yeah,
that might be a long one.
Field trip.
I can always stop at home.
Oh, there you go. I saw another hand. Oh, Phil did, yeah.
You know, I thought it was pretty good. The map is backwards. In other words, with his narration. He says he's starting from the south and going north, but he doesn't do it.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because he's okay. You got all that below. How did you record your audio? Your narration.
Through my phone.
Okay. It sounded a little overmodulated to me. I'm not sure if that was in the recording or if you in editing boosted that up a little too much. But it sounded kind of hollow. Did you hear that, Phil?
I did.
If I played just a
I
little
just
bit.
learned to discount
Major
it.
draw. Waterfalls. The North Shore is home to numerous.
It
A
just
little,
sounded
little bit, not bad.
It's not bad. It's a little hollow sounding. Not a huge deal.
The hollowness is probably a factor of the room.
Right.
Well, could be, or the other goodie too. And you did this in Premiere Elements.
Yes.
Do they have a audio filter in that? Sherry Lee, do you know?
He uses a newer version.
Okay.
I was over there the other day. This is delightful for me to
Right.
see where he came to
Okay.
with this, but I wasn't being able to find some stuff
Okay.
that I'm used to working with, so it probably is there,
Okay.
but I didn't find it.
Sometimes there's in the more advanced, like DaVinci or Final Cut, there's all kinds of audio filters that you can use, and there's one that will help, like if there's an echoey room kind of a thing, and it'll just kind of clean it up a little bit, gets rid of that. Again, that's not a huge deal. The one thing that to Daryl's point, that I was thinking is, I would always love to see your text be in the same spot, because you go all over the map in terms of it's over to the left, now it's on the right. You kind of have it all over the place in here. The other thing that I saw too, just quickly, is your Caribou River. I don't know if this is why I'm going to play it slow. Just hang on. Let's see here. See how your fade out is on your Caribou River? I'm just going frame by frame. It's going to go slow. Here's your fade out, and then your mile marker
Yeah.
a number of times didn't fade out.
Yep.
So that would be just a technical thing that I saw.
Timed together so they fade out together.
That would be wonderful. But if you could, the other goodie too is some of them you fade in, some of them you're moving in. Like here, you're moving that in, the mile marker. I personally would rather see you pick one spot and maybe to Daryl's point, wherever it would be, top, bottom, wherever, and then maybe put a little background behind it, something so that the text pops on every shot. And then if it just fades in and fades out, meaning your text, I think because I want to be looking at the picture, yet I'm looking at that too to see what's going on. So if it's in the same spot and it's always going to come up the same way, meaning a nice fade in, fade out, then I kind of know what to expect, and I don't have to think about it per se. If that makes any sense.
There was one image where, I don't remember, where it had a lot of snow and white, and you just couldn't see the text for a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
I printed out black and it didn't look good, and I
Sure.
printed out white It didn't look good.
But
I like those the locations and everything. I'd rather see
Like
you
that.
do it for the voice, because your voice was great. Yeah,
That's the shot.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah.
Seeing black, it just looked good. White
Sure.
didn't look good. And I couldn't find a place to put it.
Well,
I
that's
just left
where,
it where it was.
well, and that's where I say if you could put a little box behind it,
Sure.
just a little something to, and then again, same spot, whether it's top, bottom, whatever,
Yeah.
that would be great. And then also if you're spacing and everything can be the same,
Yeah.
have everything consistent,
Yeah.
I think that would help.
We're kind of picking on them a little bit for our.
It's a really.
You know what? I would quickly say,
Along with Todd though about the beat roll.
Go with the voice.
yeah,
Because more people, it's like, they go.
Yeah, I found that very.
oh,
Sorry, I don't know what to say.
well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm saying if he follows, the suggestion to talk, to say the video,
Sure.
also keep the text, because the text is
Sure.
very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely keep the text too.
Okay.
To me, it's a nice little thing, and maybe somebody's watching this on YouTube and they're like, oh, where is that? I want to go there. And then they can scroll and see the text and then go, oh, that's that mile mark or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Kevin, I found some of those transitions just strange and the sharpness of the corners and I'd never seen it before. I really didn't like it. And that was the first thing you brought up, and I was just wondering what transitions might you like or recommend?
Well, if it's me, it's always across dissolve.
Okay, and that's I would like that.
And the reason why I say that, like Sherry Lee does a lot of that where she does the page turning stuff, but her videos are always very high energy and they're upbeat. Whereas this is very serene and it's, to me, you've got these beautiful photos and video. And I would rather see just cross dissolve so that it just goes from one to the next. And that kind of softens it up because to Joe's point, some of those are really jarring to me and the hard cuts to Sam's point. Some of them have a hard cut, some have the cross dissolves. But if it's me, I personally would do cross dissolve because I just want there to be that nice serenity.
Is there a name for this in the video world, like vibe? Is that like
What, the style?
the style? Is it a style like cross flow versus the flipping?
Oh, meaning,
Depending on what kind of story you're trying to tell and how you're trying to tell it. So it's
Well-
like how you figure that stuff out when you're sitting down, you're drawing it up.
well, quickly, I would just say, I think of it as what is my music? What is the mood I'm trying to set with the piece? And if I'm upbeat, there's the video I shared. It's about the only time I ever do it. Unless it's Caterpillar stuff. I did that thing with the church that burned out in California, Southern California. And I had all hard cuts because I wanted that to have impact. So it's just, you just say, okay, this is what I'm thinking, and try it. Try it with some different stuff. But to me, I love it, just a good cross dissolve because I think that it helps flow the piece better. So, yeah.
I was actually hoping that would come up because I had given him so many things to do
Yes.
that I just felt like, oh, let's see what the class says. Because I agree too, Caitlin, that the theme, the style of this only warrants the cross dissolve and not all the other fun ones. There's other videos that you can do that we're playing around with the different transitions is a lot of fun, but this one isn't it?
Yeah.
And then one thing we ran into is when I'm doing transitions, I can overlap which he does on all the still shots, but it wouldn't let us overlap on the video
Okay.
to the thing. And so I wasn't sure how to help him, because, and so it's like the video portion would either come in sharp or would end sharp because
Right.
he could only.
You can do a fade in or fade out.
Yeah, and well, I didn't try that, that would be something he could
You
try.
could do a fade in, fade out on it.
Yeah.
That might get that.
Put in the video portion.
Yeah, on the video. Yeah, it might just, again, it just softens it up.
Yeah.
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 But we know now that Galen really does have a good approach to this whole thing.
Well, sure.
All in all, we give him a great grade, right?
Oh, definitely. And I think the things that I saw or heard was just more of technical things. I always, Todd always sends me stuff to look at. And I always say to anybody, please send me, if you got questions about a video, and as I watched it when I downloaded it at home, and I started thinking, oh, should I take notes on this? And I thought, no, let's see what the class says. But if I would do that, and Todd's like, oh my God, he gets this thing back and there's like 20 things that I see at 04 seconds, this, okay. Here, you know, like 1 minute and 10 seconds, there's this. And I go through it. And thank God he wants it and he's receptive to it. So if you have something, please send it to me. I'll be happy to look at them. Yeah, Holly.
Well, you've done that for several of my movies.
Yeah.
And I saved those.
Right.
They're useful at the time, but they're also useful at the next one you make.
Sure.
So they're appreciated.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
at least by some of us, that critique is appreciated.
Well, that's good. Well, and like I said, I think he's got beautiful photos and everything. And I just look at it from a technical standpoint and say, okay, not that I want everybody to be a little, we always talk about that. We all have our own styles. I can't do Sherry Lee's style. As hard as I might try, that's her style. She does it great. Now, maybe she can't do my style. You know, it would be hard for her to do that. She's got a way of thinking. So anyway, I say, well done. We clean up some of these technical issues, and then I think you've got a really nice piece for Showtime.
Actually, it's going.
Or Travelog?
Yeah, it's a travel
Oh,
log.
so you're gonna steal it from Todd?
So what theme will this go into?
It's under, because it's a road trip.
Oh, okay.
Road trips?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of your
It'll be in
themes.
March.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that would be great. If you can work on a little bit of that, I think you're gonna have something really nice. Does anybody, oh yeah.
That was, and this isn't about this particular video, but it's about different type of transactions and what transitions. Yes. Cash. It is. My whole mindset of watching TV or movies has changed because I look at all that stuff now, seeing what type of movie, if it's a romantic comedy or if it's a horror, whatever, just seeing and watching how do they do that and everything, and just put some ideas in my mind.
Sure.
Going back to what Royce was saying about, are there certain styles that go with certain type of themes?
Yeah, I think it's the pacing and the mood you're trying to set, to me, is the biggest thing.
You have to know what that is to begin with too, right? Because a lot of times I don't know what the mood I'm trying to set when I sit down with the videos. I'm getting better at figuring it out, but it's like I have to watch the different things,
Right.
and then I have to find the piece of music that I like, and that kind of goes with what.
Sometimes this is a quick goodie when I'm doing editing and I'm doing something for me. And I'll sit there and I maybe start to put together the first half minute of the thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's get some music now. And I'll go out and find some music, and I might pick 5-6 songs, bring it back into the editor, and I'll play it. Like, okay, does this seem to be working, with what I'm trying to say here with this video? And sometimes I find one right away, then I'm like, okay, none of these work. I'm gonna go back and look for something else. Maybe I need to find something that's got more pace, slower, whatever it is. And so I think it's just a process. But if the other thing too is like you're watching, like Todd says, you're watching movies, watch commercials, see what they're doing in 30 seconds, because that is always very interesting as to how they're pacing the commercial. Are they a lot of times it's just hard cuts. There's no cross dissolves. Maybe it's a charity, and they're going to they want that, they got the piano music and they want there to be this, they're trying to create this mood to get you to give money. And so they're going a little slower pace. So you just start watching commercials. You can really learn a lot, seeing what other people do. Yeah, Gail, go ahead.
As a finishing comment, I want to say a sincere appreciation to Sherry for all of her input and help the last several times. I've learned so much from her. It's so great to be in a member of this club and have a talent like her available and willing to share.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with that. And that's a nice thing. I think that is the nice thing about our group is we have different people using different software. So we know with like Adobe Premiere, we can go to her. We got DaVinci, we go to Todd. We're starting to get Daryl and Holly are doing Final Cut, so they come to me. So anyway, that's, I think, one of the benefits of our group. All right, is there anything else?
One last question.
Yeah.
This is probably more for Sherry Lee, but on the text, couldn't that, so I don't know what you use to bring that in. Galen's used two different ones. Couldn't you just use one and have two lines?
Yes, but because he was moving the mile marker in,
There was somewhere he slid it in.
Yeah, where he's saying-
Right.
he goes to what the suggestion was, to put it down on the bottom, have a box, behind it with some opacity, and then do it all where it's just, one thing fading in and out. Yes, we can do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for that. Really nice job and just some little technical goodies. And I think once you clean that up, it's going to be really nice. All right, Jim, you have got a video on volleyball. And why don't you tell us about this, please?
Okay, on March 2nd, DBR is going to have a showcase, a club showcase where the clubs can show what they're doing. And the volleyball group approached me and asked me to put a video together.
Okay.
And they're gonna have it on a monitor and looping it through. And I've got a month yet. This is my first draft of it. And watching seniors play volleyball is not the most exciting. I appreciate any comments that people want to make and trying to improve it.
You got it.
It's not naked feet.
All right, let's check it out.
Over, yes, look at that. There it goes. Coming back. Back, over. That's it. Oh!
Okay. What do we think of that? Yes.
I'm not too sure about, one is make sure all the fonts are the same. You had various fonts throughout the whole, piece.
Okay.
And I'm not really sure about doing the one word at a time. That to me was really distracting.
Yeah.
Also, when you put up the name of and then the phone number and the email, you really don't give it enough time for people to write it down or they'll have to watch the whole thing all over again in order to get it. I'm not sure how you're gonna do that with, I don't know, but
Maybe a thing to do is to collect all of the different contact information and put it all at the end. And
That's the I would break it up. I agree.
Yeah, because it looks like the second and the third paragraphs are pretty much the same in terms of, other than the size of the teams, the fact that the volleyball director sets up the teams and everything, so they're equal and equal skills. And then the rules seem to be all the same. So those could almost be a lead-in section of its own.
Yeah.
The other thing that gets me, the amount of people that show up, people who show up, and I think it would be based on the number of people who show up,
yeah.
maybe a better way of phrasing that.
Okay.
So say that again, please.
Yeah, instead of saying based on the amount of people that show up, go
Should be
based
the
on-
number.
Based on the number of people who show up.
Okay.
Well, or the number of people that show up would be if you add a number.
Well,
If you don't add number, then just add who. The
Yeah.
amount of people who.
The education people are gonna say people are who's, not that's.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
showcase the club really, really well. The only thing I really didn't like was the indoor. That was very distracting. Just a lot of noise, right?
Sure.
So I don't know if you could have
The
just.
sound level was way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty hot.
Yeah, but the story certainly showcases the club for sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
there's a lot of little glitches where all of a sudden this would show up, right before something there. It was just not cohesive, but this is your first draft.
Yeah.
So this was all, I liked it, except for what I'm telling you.
Yeah, the imagery and the action shots were fantastic.
Yeah.
The,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
The water volleyball was filmed at Abrego North. And I would probably disclose that because you say that it is currently being played at Casa Paloma.
It was filmed at Casa Paloma.
No, it was not.
I
Uh-oh.
filmed
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe this one is. Oh,
It's the same
that
place.
one,
Is it? I don't know.
that looks like Abrego North.
Well, he filmed it.
Okay.
Who's filmed in Green Valley?
That looks like Abrego.
And the important thing is where it currently is, so they get to the right place.
Exactly.
But, I liked when you did the slow-mo. Just before I saw that, I was thinking, gee, it'd be fun to see this in slow-mo.
Yeah.
So that was very good. I think the order that you presented the various locations was different than the order you said they were gonna be in.
Right.
And I would like that, I don't know, consistency is the hobgoblin of the lines. See, I'd like water volleyball, then sand, then indoor, just cause
Just saying.
I've got a hobgoblin mind.
Yeah.
And I like how we did the intro.
Mhm.
It was very.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and just based on the reaction of the people that are playing, I put the indoor volleyball first because that had the least crowd interaction. You know, as far as cheering and things like that. The water volleyball seemed to be the one where everybody really got into it. And a little bit less with the sand volleyball, but you know, there's cheering going on, and high fives and that sort of thing. So,
you should put your best action first.
Oh, really?
Yes, because
You don't want to lose them.
you don't want to lose them, exactly. If you look at an album, for those of us that have albums, remember albums, LPs, look at the first 4 tracks of the album. Usually that's where your hits are. Because they don't, if you look at the last track, track 10 or whatever, usually it's not the best song. Best songs are the first 4. Usually, that's the way they market it. So that's why you would want to put your water and your sand, and then put your last could be the indoor.
Yeah, that's when get some cheering and going into.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I just had a comment regarding, when you said about number of people. I would just leave all that out and say, we set up teams of 4 people or set up teams of 8 people.
Some people, when they think of sand volleyball, though, they think of beach
Right.
volleyball in the Olympics, yeah, and it turns them off right away.
What do you think about doing a version? I know this is going to be played as a loop at the thing. What if you cut this down and made this about at most a 2-minute video? You could have the longer video, which is fine. But if I'm standing there and maybe I'm not interested in water volleyball, let's say, and I'm watching that and I'm like, oh, okay, fine. I'm not doing that. And I don't stay, kind of a thing. So maybe what you do is take a couple of cut your action shots, your stills down in half, let's say, and clean up some of the text. Give me like a 2-minute version, because this is going to loop, and somebody will stand there for 2 minutes. They may not stand there for 5 minutes. That's a thought.
Because with the showcase, there's going to be people there from the volleyball club.
Right.
They'll be able to say, hey, here's who your contacts are, you're interested.
Well, I think you should still have that information. I think if it's me, like as an example, to Monica's point, where it was the text is coming in 1 letter at a time, it's very distracting to me. I would put all that information up, leave it up for 10 seconds, let's say, just have a nice fade in with all that text, leave it up for 10, 12 seconds, and then fade out. Go to your action.
And don't move it yet. And notice where the numbers are a different font
Yes.
than the rest of it. That to some of us who are editors or
At the end, you see it.
yeah, is really distracting.
I'd just start over again, throw it all away.
Nah.
Really, because if you're gonna have somebody just walk up and look at something, I'd have an interview there with a really good looking guy and a really good looking girl and their couple hopefully, and talking together about what the benefits of volleyball are and how much fun they have with it.
Well, I'm sure they could.
And then you just have that loop, and then
Well, you could just loop.
you have all the paper, all that information about it.
Right.
You just hand it to them and they're
You could just have the action shots and have it looping.
yeah.
If you're going to keep the text somehow, I would want to know, what are the senior rules? And I just want it on a piece of paper I could pick up.
That might be too much.
Like,
Well, at the table,
are the senior rules?
a printout would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have
Oh,
a
yeah.
out of this that you could just pick up at the table.
Right.
And you don't need the rest of it then.
Yeah.
And the numbers of good orthopedic surgeons.
Yeah.
All it really needs is between is, like Sam was saying, put the base on and all the way down, drop in players are welcome. That can go at the very end and sit there. And in between, it just has to be the first sentence on where it is. And the next thing they need to put down is the contact information.
Sure.
And then go right into your videos.
Yeah. Well, the beauty of this is there's a number of ways that you could do this, and where you could, how long you want to make it and what direction you want to take the information. So I think I like the idea of it cleaning up just a little bit. And me personally, like 2 minutes, boom. And to Royce's point, there are going to be people there from the volleyball club talking about this, so they can talk about also, yeah, we play senior rules and here's kind of what they are. To Holly's point, maybe there's a printout with the rules, the information, where it's at, what days they play, that kind of thing.
How long was this?
It's like 5
minutes, 16 seconds.
5:15.
What would
if it was me and if Jim gave me this and said, here, can you put this together? I'd do it 2 minutes or less. And I would clean up the amount of text that's in there. If this is on YouTube, then it's different. Then you could have the longer version, I think personally. But if I'm thinking of just a kiosk or a display, I want that thing to be looping. But, and to somebody's point, I can't remember who, like somebody would say, hey, oh yeah, what about the sand volleyball? Oh, hang on just 1 minute. It's right after the water polo. It's going to loop again versus, hey, hang on for another 4 minutes and it'll be back up again.
Kevin, can you go back to the opening page or the one where it listed the 3 sports?
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait a little bit further. Something comes over the word ball. Or maybe it's just because my boss. Can you take back further?
What you're saying in this frame here?
No.
That thing here?
Yeah.
Well, there's a little like a star thing that he's doing.
Maybe if I just do this.
Unless it's just where you stopped it.
Yeah.
Because the word ball was.
Yeah. It's got like a little star thing as it's the text is scrolling across. Yeah, go ahead.
Again, having done a bunch of these showcases,
Yes.
I would keep as much personal information out of it because the next year you're gonna have to change it again because
Well, that's
you're
good
not gonna have the same contacts necessarily. Just being able to clean that out of there and have that as a part of a flyer or a brochure.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to change the brochures up.
Sure.
Or a one-page printout that has that contact information and more of the details.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Did I get anybody to not join that?
To Phil's point, an orthopedic surgeon should be on call. I can see a lot of injuries coming out of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question. Do people like the italic script as the font in the title?
I do.
I
do.
I like it.
I mean, I personally wouldn't do it, Sam, but it's a personal choice. I would rather just I always want easier text to read. As an example,
I
probably
like
have-
it mimics the lines on the ball.
I probably have 500 fonts in Final Cut that I have at my disposal. I probably use about 3 of those because I found whatever works. I just keep using that as a font. Yeah.
I think that's a fun font. Whereas it's not a grab your button and say, look at me. This is where you're trying to tell people, let's go out and have fun.
Okay.
If you're going with another font, I agree. Like your Arial or even your Times Roman, that is not a fun. Those aren't fun fonts. No. So.
Again, I would say it's a personal choice.
What's that? Grab your butt?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a fun font.
It's like, this is not gonna be a serious,
This
is not gonna be a serious.
It's
thing.
light.
Yeah, it's light and airy.
I think the one thing the good thing is his music already gives me that. It's that fun, upbeat music. So it does set the mood for me. The other thing I would suggest, Jim, is I had to really jack the volume up on this for your music because it's really low. Normally we're playing videos under 30, let's say about 28. You're really low. You're probably maybe you're probably minus 10, minus 15 at best. You got to come up at least 10 or 15 decibels on that. So that's throughout. The music just is low. And then you might check your stuff. The other thing, just quickly, just as a quick goodie, this is a personal thing for me. There was some of the slow motion where you've got the slow motion and the sound of the ambient sound is going lower. And it's like, that kind of thing. So maybe when you go slow motion, you cut that sound out. You did it on the one shot. In the water polo or water volleyball, I think.
Okay.
But in here, it just kind of, to me, it was a little much. Well, I think it was, and actually your best shot was this shot from behind.
Yes.
Just quickly, right there, that's your best shot. If I was gonna cut this down, I would only have one of those overhead shots and then have this shot. Cause this is a nice shot. You hear that sound?
No.
Yeah. Oh. I thought he meant to do that, like,
Well,
I didn't know if it was better, if it was good to have it in there or not.
I personally would take that one, but that's me. Yes, Tom?
Last little thing about Showcase,
Yes.
you're not gonna be able to hear anything
Oh, in terms of
on
any,
on the audio
Okay.
because it's way too noisy.
okay,
But it'll be good for when you have a YouTube video that's tied to the club or, if you go to the web page, you do want to have the audio in there, but, don't count on the audio being a feature
sure,
at the showcase.
sure. That's where I think if you had a 2-minute version even for YouTube, it'd be great.
Okay.
So, okay, does anybody have anything else on that? All right, thank you, sir. I'd say nice effort to start and
Yeah.
maybe just a little tweakage. Tom, you have got a video, about some drumming.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to show it after all the critiques everybody else has been getting, but no, I'm good.
Do you want me to show the one from, that I was gonna show last week or the one that you just sent me today?
Let's do the one from, last week because,
Okay.
as a little background, did anybody go to Art on the Lake?
Yeah, I did.
No.
Oh, okay. So we got to see the preview of one of their performances.
Hang on a second. Go ahead, Tom, I'm sorry. So start again, please.
Oh, okay.
Art on the Lake, you were
Yeah, Art on the Lake, if anybody went to Art on the Lake in Samarita on
Yeah.
the 10th, this month,
Yeah, I
week
did.
ago
I
Saturday.
did.
One of the performing groups there, we got to watch their rehearsal. The Odaiko Sonora Taiko Drum Ensemble. I've seen them perform at CPAC a couple of times, and so I asked them, do you open your rehearsals up for people to come watch? And they do. And so we took advantage of that opportunity, had about 10 people show up. And this is just one of their performances. They ran from basically about 8 o'clock in the morning from warm-ups until 10:30 or 11 o'clock. So we got a really good, really good show.
performance.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check it out.
Nagare, which means flow, and was written by our sensei Tiffany Tamadabuchi, who is from Sacramento and lives in Portland. So, flow, Nagare.
Okay. What do we think of that?
Lead-in was too long.
What's that?
The very first, when he's doing the title.
Oh, the intros.
The intro.
And there's no sound. It's dead.
Yeah.
I would start the audio with the beginning of the drumming and let it play through that title heading and then cut in at some point
The live action.
the live action.
Sure.
And then you can just fade it in or whatever seamlessly. It'll also cut down on your length just a little bit. Keeps the whole audio track.
Well, the good thing is at the end, he's got that underneath when he's playing he's got the photo and the
Right.
thing. And you could definitely incorporate that at the front end.
Sure.
What is the time frame? Just out of curiosity. You got 15 seconds.
Yeah, I need to shorten up the title.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, again, we have that thing about we've got this. You might as well not even have that first slide. To me, you've got that. You have the name in the second title. So just do 7 seconds of this shot with a little bit of the drumming that you use on the back end. That'd be nice.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
But most of the time when they were drumming that one song, I would crop that. I found the fluorescent lights.
Yes.
At the
We'll
top
put a
three.
really strong
I
vignette
would bring
around
it down so it just has that background there,
Mhm.
the backdrop, and not the lights.
Sure. Well, that's
part of the challenge is when they were raising the drumsticks way up.
Yeah.
You'd lose it.
Sure.
By trying to crop the light out.
Well, the thing, here's the goodie, just as what's done is done. If you were going to go and do this again.
Which one will?
Okay. You had the camera, you had your phone on tripod.
No.
You didn't. You did a good job. They were very steady. I would have the camera on a tripod and then be up higher.
Yeah.
That way you avoid the lights, you still get the nice wide shot.
Yeah.
And you when they go up high, you can see them.
Oh, okay.
So just by coming up, that's going to eliminate that. The other thing that I would do, I'd have a second camera.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a shot from, you got your straight on shot, which is nice. Then maybe a shot from the side.
I have that.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's on the side.
Oh, that's one of the things I want to do in a future one. You should.
We should.
She sat up in the room doing the news, I'm back doing videos and 50th history, but no, that was kind of cool. One of the things that's really neat about this is that they started doing their warm-ups and their first couple of numbers playing to the mirror.
Okay.
And all of a sudden they realized they had an audience. So they started playing to us. And it turned out to be a win-win-win because, we got to enjoy a performance and everything. The only thing different is they're not in their costume.
Sure.
But otherwise, it was their full-up ensemble. They had an audience to play to. They up their game when they have an audience.
Sure.
To play to. And then, of course, the admission or the registration fee that we pay for going there becomes a donation to this nonprofit. So
they're very happy.
And they have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they do.
They have a lot of fun.
And if you look at that group photo, what's amazing to me is the age range.
Yeah.
I think you have
16 to 89, I think.
16 to 89.
Sure.
Yeah. High schoolers stuff. And they all are really big into it. So it's really fun to watch them.
Well, you could definitely, the thing that would be fun, and if Monica's got the same thing, you could try to incorporate some of hers in with yours just to give that little bit of a different angle. But that's where having, like a side shot maybe is the thing about syncing and doing two cameras so it all syncs up. You have to keep rolling. So that's where you might do a thing where if you had a shot from the side, you've got it a little bit wider, and then you hit the 3x to go and zoom tight in. Maybe you're shooting down the line as they're drumming, and then pull back or whatever. And that can give you a bunch of variety, because to me, just seeing them do their thing without having a second shot is not as interesting as having a second shot.
No, okay.
That's food for thought.
Yeah. The other thought would be like I did with that lead in where I did a close up of her to get her to get her reaction and everything.
Right.
I could probably do something like that to highlight the individual performers, crop it in and blow it up a little bit. I think we'll lose resolution on it.
Well, the other issue is going to be that a lot of times the other performers are doing whatever they're doing is kind of quick. So you have a quick cuts. So I don't know if that would work as well, but.
Well, the next thing is we go again on the 31st to do this all over.
Okay.
So the next field trip.
So I would say,
now we know what to do.
do you have, do I need to put out in my summary those little iPhone clamps or the Android clamps that you can mount to a tripod? They're only $10.
Yeah.
I'll put a thing in from Amazon. They're really nice little clips. You just mount it and the phone goes right on a tripod, nice and still. You never have to worry about moving. And that would help Tom for being in the back, shooting down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Also, right when she starts speaking,
Yeah.
it's a little clip, like it'd be nicer if he had started recording a
Oh.
second earlier.
Oh, well, they're kind of just, they're standing around.
I didn't realize she was going to do an intro.
Right, but I'm talking about for next time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Get ready.
Let the camera roll, so to speak. You can always cut stuff out later.
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody have anything else on that?
Oh, I go to cardio drumming on Tuesday morning.
Well,
And it's like the very amateur thing of that. If anybody wants to try it.
well, that sounds good.
It's fun.
All right, we got one more video to share today.
Wales right now, teaching people in Wales how to do both of me.
All right. Bill's got and as Danny's leaving, just quickly, tomorrow is Travelog 2:00 at Desert Hill Series. First speaker series, I'm sorry. Danny is presenting and
Don't be critiquing me all afternoon.
nobody's gonna show up if we don't tell them before you leave. So, and I'll mention it again. All right, Phil, you've got a nice little one here to show us.
Well, I just use this class as guinea pigs for this series. And this is Hollywood Murders. And it starts this week at Ollie. But this is a new one.
Okay.
And I don't normally do anything on television about television people, but that's what this is. This is Who Killed Superman.
Okay. Let's check it out.
There isn't going to be any war.
Not gonna be any war. Why, honey, of course there's gonna be a war.
If either of you boys says war, just once again, I'll go in the house and slam the door.
But Scarlet,
Don't
honey.
you
want us to have a war? Wait a minute, Scarlet, honey, please. We're sorry.
George Reeves' first screen appearance took place in one of the biggest movies ever made, Gone with the Wind. He had a minor part and appeared in the film's first scene opposite one of the stars of the film, Vivian Leigh. But George is known today for an entirely different role.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman! Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
Reeves was born George Kiefer Brewer on January 5, 1914, in Woolstock, Iowa. he and his mother moved to California in the 1920s. He would eventually get into acting at the Pasadena Playhouse, like so many other aspiring actors. He joined the U.S. Army during World War II. From his first screen appearance until 1952, he had minor movie roles. That all changed when the first episode of The Adventures of Superman appeared on TV. The Superman role made him almost instantly famous, even though he was being paid a very small salary. He made many public appearances in costume, much to the delight of the kids all over America. Unfortunately, one child showed up at one of the appearances with a firearm, just to see if Superman was really bulletproof.
Kenneth, why would you want to do something like that?
So the bullet bounces off, can I?
Well, if you did shoot me and the bullet bounced off it might accidentally hit someone else. We don't want that to happen, do we?
No.
Reeves was able to take the gun away from the child, avoiding tragedy. The TV series was at first shot on a very tight budget, with the studio turning out 2 episodes every week. It was mostly filmed at the old RKO Pathé studio lot on Olympic Boulevard in Los Angeles. The series began with a feature movie, Superman and the Mole Men, shot in just 2 weeks. It was released by Lippert Pictures.
Take my word for it, it's the deepest ever drilled.
Well, that's more than 6 miles down.
Good heavens, practically to the center of the earth.
Just what was in that report? I mean the one that you sent to the Home Office.
You're the newspaper man.
That's right, I'm Clark Kent from the Metropolis Daily Planet.
No, they had the bodies of moles and great big human heads. They were just horrible. Those creatures killed that poor old man, and they wanted to kill me.
It was a very strange plot line, with Superman being put into the position of defending bald-headed little people, the Mole Men, who had crawled up through an oil pipe from deep in the earth. This feature film would later be condensed into the first 2 TV episodes under the title The Adventures of Superman. The show didn't run on an existing network, but in syndication from 1952 until 1958. Superman became a weekly event for children and some of their parents all over America. The series contained simple plots and some questionable effects, but it sold Kellogg's cereal by the ton. In all, 104 episodes were released, some in color. When the series ended in 1958, George Reeves was somewhat at loose ends. He was so closely identified as Superman, it was almost impossible for him to find work as an actor. His brief appearance in the film From Here to Eternity in 1953 brought laughter from the audience. Then came the night of June 16, 1959. George's then girlfriend, Lenore Lemon, was holding a party downstairs at George's house at 1579 Benedict Canyon Drive in L.A. George was upstairs in his bedroom. They were making a lot of noise. George came down one time to tell them to keep it down. Between 1:30 and 2 a.m., one shot rang out. Several witnesses said that Ms. Lemon was upstairs at the time of the gunshot, but she came down and told everyone to say that she was downstairs at the time of the shot. What police didn't find at the scene was more interesting than what they did find. No fingerprints on the gun, a .38 caliber German Luger pistol. No gunshot residue on George Reeves' hands. The spent shell casing was under the body, and there were bruises on the body. Reeves had a bullet wound in his right temple. He was right-handed. The people downstairs swore they only heard one shot, but police found 3 bullet slugs in the floor and the ceiling of the bedroom. The LAPD, not known for thorough crime scene investigation, quickly ruled the death a suicide. However, there were others that were not so certain. Speculation continues to this day. Theories include that his girlfriend, Lenore Lemon, killed him during an argument, or that it was a contract killing because of his connections to Toni Mannix, the wife of MGM fixer Eddie Mannix, who was also tied to the mob. At the time of his death, George Reeves was only 45 years old.
Mr. Kent, I'm really very glad you're well again, but I'm not so sure it's much of an improvement.
All right. Okay, we'll think of that. Yes.
Good.
Very good.
Great story.
It works.
Yeah.
It definitely works.
Yeah.
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 I think it's pretty clear that his girlfriend killed him,
Yeah.
but I think it was just an argument over the gun.
Hmm.
But the mob angle and all that makes it a big Hollywood mystery.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, the thing we always talk about, people wanting more. Man, I watched that and it's like, yeah, I'm fascinated by it. The story, your storytelling, your narration, and the way you piece together the story is great. So to me, that could have been 10 minutes or 15.
How long do you think that was, folks?
I know.
Minutes.
Yeah, that's gonna say 7 minutes.
It's 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Yeah. The other interesting thing is that he didn't own the house. It was his house. He lived in it, but it was actually owned by his ex-girlfriend, Toni Mannix.
Okay.
Oh, with the mob connection.
With the mob connection.
That's the mob connection.
Ah. So it was Chris.
His son is on Good Morning America.
Really?
Yeah.
What is he, a news anchor?
Well, yeah, they do different stuff.
Oh, okay.
Whose son?
Here?
I mean, I don't know his name.
No. Whose son?
You're saying George Reed's
He
son?
didn't have any son. He didn't have any kids.
I thought that was.
No, he didn't have any kids.
Well,
Maybe it was a joke. I thought it was his son.
Yeah.
So who was Christopher Reeves, if not George's son?
Well, that was another Superman, another guy who played Superman, who then
Took the name.
who
Change his name?
no,
Didn't he?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that was his name. But he, then he had that horrible
Right.
writing accent.
Yeah.
I watched another movie about
Well,
him.
there is a movie on
About
this. And I'm curious as to what you think about where I showed another actor playing him with that kid with the gun.
That's perfect.
Well, that's great.
Makes sense.
Was that
Yeah.
from? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's from a film called Hollywood Land.
Hollywood. Okay.
Okay.
But I mean, this one really bothered me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what else to put up there but reenactment.
Yeah, I think
Right, and it's
tells the
obvious
story.
it's not him. It's not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that doesn't bother you.
No, doesn't bother me. Does it bother anybody?
Yeah.
It bothers you?
It bothers me.
Wait. Oh, go.
Said Reeve. He called him Reeve in the narration.
Who? This?
Bill did.
What?
Well, it's the story of George Reeves.
Yeah. So you think that at this point the narration doesn't make sense? Let's listen.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Many public appearances in costume, much to the delight of the kids all over America. Unfortunately, one child showed up at one of the appearances with a firearm, just to see if Superman was really bulletproof.
Why would you want to do something like that?
Scroll forward just a little bit to the end of the scene.
Well, if you did shoot me and the bullet bounced off, it might accidentally hit someone else. We don't want that to happen, do we?
No.
Reeves was able to take the gun away from the child.
Now, this is an actual event. That's why I'm asking, is this
Yeah.
confusing?
You know, if you left reenactment up.
That's what I was thinking.
Longer.
Leave it up longer, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Say this is a reenactment.
Well, he's got it right there.
Well, yeah, it just,
Maybe just leave the text up longer.
yeah.
There it is, right there.
It's a little thing on the flower or whatever it is on the left.
Yeah, what's the
Are you
flower?
covering something up? Is it the logo or?
No, it's the logo
It's a
from
line.
the distributor.
Okay.
Oh,
And a lot of times I will take those out,
Right.
but in this case, I didn't want to do rotoscoping, so.
Right.
I had
Just
to
as
do it.
well.
Yeah, leave it in the whole
Yeah,
time.
I would-
His face is up.
I'm thinking that too.
Well, he did that at the beginning too.
But just leave it up for the whole clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. That's good. That's good.
It's a nice suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't put that, is that Ben Affleck?
It looks like
And
that.
that is Ben Affleck, and he plays George Reeves in the movie Hollywoodland, but there's no son.
I think there needs to be more clarification, or don't call him Reeve.
No.
He didn't call him Reeves. He said, at the end, he says Reeves was able to take the gun away.
Yeah.
That, what are you gonna say? It wasn't the reenactor that took the gun away. It was Reeves himself that took the gun away. That was a reenactment of the thing. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
I love this.
That's good clarification.
Yeah.
You know, if it was saying reenactment across.
Yeah,
the
so
Sure.
thing, then that would take care of it.
that would take care
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
So did that take place in Boot Hill or in Tombstone?
I had no idea when they shot that.
Background.
There's a whole bunch of boot in this country.
You could say in reality.
In reality,
In reality, Reeves was able to take it that way. Keep up.
Then you.
Just leaving the reenactment up, I think is the solution right there. And maybe you just put the title of that movie just as well, possibly. What was Hollywoodland?
Hollywoodland.
Maybe that's in quotes, Hollywoodland, then reenactment 2006. I don't know.
And they implied that he was murdered by the mob in the movie.
Right. Okay. Did you have some time?
Well, I was just to say, with you wanting to blur that out or block out that symbol, why not put a box there and then just
Well, look at it at the beginning. Right there with Gone with the Wind.
That's right.
There's a symbol there.
Because that logo from the distributor made no sense.
Right.
So I just took it out.
Yeah.
And you can, if you want to spend enough time and rotoscope these out, you can. It's just very time consuming.
We all know how long it takes to put a video together. So you think, oh, let's add another 20 hours to this process. He's not going to do it. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't either.
Well, thank you for the input.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Okay. Again, another
It's going to
nice
show
story.
on Wednesdays.
Excellent. Well, good. All right. That does it for today. We have got speaker series. Now that I got the right title, tomorrow at 2 at Desert Hills. For those that want to stay, we're going to do another little session with one of Royce's little clip videos. And then we meet again next week on the 26th. So everybody have a great day and get out and shoot some videos. Bye-bye.